up, baby? Coming in, or you staying out for a bit longer?
Your home is your happy place until you come back to bad odors. Use Febreze plug-in. It alternates between 2 complementary scents to fight odors and provides freshness for up to 50 days. Try Febreze plug-in.
Mean Brit phenomenon in US TV in the mid-aughts. For some reason, we just really loved seeing British people yell at us.
What are you waiting for? A hot chocolate? F*** off. It feels really therapeutic.
And he does love a good biting insult.
That's their wedding suit? It's to get him in the mood to get married. Jesus, I ought to get divorced. Oh my God.
But I think part of the reason that Gordon's been able to maintain his popularity for so many years is because it does seem like he screams because he cares. Like, underneath all those insults, he really wants to see you succeed, to learn to become a better chef.
Frank, it's absolutely delicious.
Here we go.
Or to turn your business around.
You are a talented man. You just forgotten how talented you are.
Unless you undercook something, in which case, get the out.
It's fucking... It's still walking, look at it! Get the out!
And in recent years, he's also established a really prolific digital presence.
How long were these rings cooked for?
Uh-oh, I knew that this was gonna happen.
On YouTube and on TikTok, so you too could potentially get berated by Ramsay for your poor culinary skills if you post something vile enough.
Oh, hold on. Now you look like you're frying a freaking diaper.
All in all, over the last 25 years, Gordon starred in over 20 different TV shows and currently operates over 75 restaurants.
I'm not going to the store to get any.
6 of them being right here on the Vegas Strip.
Hell yeah, put this in the cuisine. I get it now.
And the first one we're going to be visiting is his iconic Hell's Kitchen restaurant at Caesar's Palace.
There we go.
It's actually the 5th restaurant
We call him
in
done.
2018.
Little skeleton bear. He's okay.
Now this restaurant is actually in its own freestanding structure next to the front entrance of Caesar's Palace. There he is. And inside, it's meant to be a replica of the set of film Gordon's Hell's Kitchen show, which is a
We got some horns I gotta work on. Huzzah. I lost my track of thought. This guy. Get some finishing him too. And if you're wondering about the food comment, it's because I'm getting a colonoscopy tomorrow and I can't have solid food right now. Do gloss. Oh, that bucket would be good. What did I do with it? It's right behind me. Nice. And then Mother has the audacity to tell me to go to the store and get her groceries. No, Mother, I'm not. Why would I go to a place I can't eat anything I'm looking at? Don't know what I want to eat when I'm done this, though. Depends on what they see inside. Probably got some polyps they gotta cut off. Those are always a pain, because yeah, stomach aches for a while after that. There. Calling him done. Dead-winged pterodactyl. Oh god. Okay, that's 2 things on the table. Good. Keep fucking going. I wonder if those would fit. Not bad, actually. Oh god. Justin, I'm making earrings. It's a cutter. Oh, you sweet summer child. Okay, I need to smooth these out, which means I need the lighter. Ugh. Anybody seen a flaming thing around here? It's sticking to me. You're in the way. Shoo. This needs some touch-ups. I'll do that right now. Yeah. just some red. That's fine. That's a quick fix. LOL, I hope they cut good. Never used pre-printed cutters before, so this should be interesting, LOL. Beto? Why are you crying? Hi, babe. Are you confused? Want to come in? What do you mean? Hey, what's wrong? Why are you crying? You want to go up in your window? I can't tell if there's something wrong or if he's just confused or remembered he had a voice. It's like, oh yeah, I can talk. He's a good boy. Hi, Emma. How are you tonight? Don't mind me checking on the cat and the dog periodically. I'm going to do that for the rest of the night. Ooh, I can sleep until 9 tomorrow. I can stay up late. Fuck, I got a headache.
The head chef of a restaurant.
This is how I want Hell's Kitchen to run every single night. Can you do that?
So it's perfectly set up for fan service, and also serves up a hearty dose of some of Gordon's signature hell branding, with flames everywhere, pitchforks on the ceiling,
Ready to be skewered.
and many TVs playing clips from the dishes thrown in.
Yes.
Now, we did hit up Hell's Kitchen in our first Celebrity Chef video, but I
this in the
figured
window.
we needed to make sure it was in this video, and we could also see if they've changed anything in the year and a half since we went last
How's your day going?
We started off our meal with the Notes from Gordon drink, which comes with a little barb, supposedly from the man himself. The drink was not bad. It's kind of on the citrusy side.
Sweet. I just need to find my lighter. Alright, I guess I'm painting this one next.
Chicken is so rubbery, put in your call and ask for the recipe. Gordon Ramsay. It's your chicken. What you chicken here is yours.
I was just looking to be berated a little bit more.
Listen to me, face. Come here, I said.
And interestingly, Gordon may have played himself, as we did get a side of chicken with our beet salad.
Is this the rubbery chicken, Gordon? It's yours.
It's your chicken.
Which wasn't rubbery necessarily, but was very plain, cold, and unincorporated. So this was the only chicken on the table being judged. Besides that, the beet salad itself was better than the chicken, as it was accompanied by some goat cheese and a little stash of pistachios.
Oh, literally, yeah.
And though the flavor was very beet forward, it was also very fresh and wet tasting.
I tried to make it feel like salty vibes, but I had it That was a huge beat.
As for what else we ordered, we did get a few new items, like the butternut squash soup, which had a vaguely curryish flavor.
What's up, baby?
And also a secret treasure trove of.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you hurt? No? Are you just lost? Come on. You don't have to go through the door hole. What's wrong? You're gonna be sick? You're gonna throw up? Okay. Go ahead. everything, baby. Are you all... Well, you're not alright. I know you're sick and dying, so... Did you not throw up in the good side of the craft room? Nope, here it comes. It's alright, babe. It's okay. You're not in trouble. Is that all? Are you gonna throw up any more? Ugh. I can clean up a lot of shit, but barf is... Ugh. 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 Oh, God. Ugh. Ugh. Don't walk through it! Oh, God. Ugh. You're lucky I love you. Ugh. I'm not mad, I'm just grossed out. Ugh. I got my finger in it! Oh! Ugh. Okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, that was not good. I do not have Legos. Sorry, I was cleaning up cat vomit. I hope that wasn't too much for everybody.
Apples in the middle.
'Cause it was a lot for me.
Baked macaroni and cheese, which was very Gouda-y and good. We did, however, once again, order the pan-seared scallops.
Noticeably absent? Peas.
Last time we got this dish, it came with a lot of peas and pea puree, but they were thankfully gone this time around.
It's not bigger anymore. It's kind of smoky and rich.
And the peas were replaced with bacon and what seemed like a potato puree.
Like a restaurant saved by Gordon. This
Fashion is a lot lighter and sexier. Look at it. I'm ready to die and go to heaven.
This is a traditional British dish made with a filet steak covered in a mushroom paste and then wrapped in puff pastry and baked.
was even better
If I have any Legos, it's like 4 of them in a box somewhere.
One's kind of dish, but I do think that Gordon's version is a really good version of a Wellington.
Once again, it's the mushrooms that's my favorite part.
Oh yeah.
Thankfully, Tyler is a big meat pie type of guy, so he loves it. Pastry and all.
It was dry.
Or is it one sheet cut in half?
Either way, it's great.
And we figured that since Gordon serves the beef Wellington at many of his restaurants, with some variations in price, we should try one everywhere he serves it and see what the differences are. So this is the Wellington test.
And there's a vessel. What is rolling?
You know. We'll see how long the love affair lasts.
And then we did also get a sticky toffee pudding, which is also one of Gordon's signature dishes.
Fuck, it's hungry. Burning. Here it is. Found
This
it.
recipe is based on his mom's recipe, and it's warm and moist with a sweet butterscotch flavor and paired with some cold ice cream.
It's everything and everywhere all at once.
This time they used speculoos ice cream, which has a bit of a gingerbread flavor.
You're going too fast. What? You're going too fast to bites. You're an STP hog right now.
Sorry, what?
Even though I don't usually like super sweet desserts, I think this one is a real showstopper.
Alright. I have a surprise for you. I have my own spoon. Back off!
Now, Gordon also offers the sticky toffee pudding in a few different formats across his different restaurants, so we are also going to test those out as we go along to see what is the best delivery method for the STP. So this is the sticky toffee pudding test.
This is an investigative channel.
This is like...
This is journalism.
Now, all in all, I would say Hell's Kitchen is a very solid restaurant. I wouldn't say the food was mind-blowing, but it was very good across the board. So I think it would leave any Gordon fan satisfied and smiling, especially if you picked up a sticky toffee pudding, or one of Gordon's signature chef jackets.
With Cascade Platinum Plus, I have upped my dish getting.
See, in that dish.
Is that handsome?
Platinum
Huh?
Plus gives
Do you want your chair back?
even more.
You don't want to hang out with the dog? Oh no, she's bored.
Cascade Platinum
I haven't left the house today with her.
New Neutrogena Sport.
She deserves
Non-greasy
better.
formula to give you
Unfortunately, she's
winning
stuck with me.
protection.
The new Huggies 360 diaper pants keep my baby protected from leaks no matter how he moves.
So we are the first ever sensory-friendly restaurant in Canada. So we hire neurodivergent talents. We also create an inclusive space for everyone to dine in.
Nice. Alright, there we go.
Okay, so Gordon actually has a lot of really great merch at his different restaurants. But after looking online to see if I could get some of his stuff after the fact,
Mine else had cute actually.
I don't think he has an official merch storefront, which I'm kind of disappointed by. It seems like Gordon could use some help from our sponsor of this video, Shopify. Now, if you don't know, Shopify is a commerce platform that lets you super easily build and run your own online store. I'm sure you guys have at least interacted with a Shopify site before, as Shopify hosts millions of online stores across
will
170
melt.
different countries.
But-
And since Gordon doesn't have one, I'll show you mine. Yes, our merch site, Fiendish Behavior, is of course hosted by Shopify, which you can check out if you'd like. And regardless of whether you have experience or are completely new to starting your own business, Shopify is really easy and intuitive to use. With a drag and drop store editor, a back office that lets you oversee all of your sales and operations, and it also seamlessly integrates with all major social media platforms, allowing you to sell your products on YouTube, Instagram,
Oh my goodness,
Pinterest,
you're still
and
here.
more. Shopify
Handsome,
also allows
come
you
here.
to easily expand your online
Neat.
shop into the real world, offering POS
You wanna
systems
go
for
back outside?
brick-and-mortar
Now that you've
stores
thrown
and
up and you're
events.
feeling better?
And we also offer a
Need
new
some more grass
Shopify
you can
Magic
throw up
AI
again?
tool
All
that is
right,
a
let's
full
go.
suite of features that can help you write better product descriptions and elevate email effectiveness. So if you've always dreamed of opening your own small business, take this as your sign to make the plunge and get your free trial today by scanning the QR code on screen or by going to shopify.com/Sophia. And as for Gordon, he's missing out, man, because I feel like there's a fair amount of demand for shirts like this.
Got it.
There we go. He's back outside to eat more grass to throw
So the
up.
next restaurant on our list was Gordon
eyeballs.
Ramsay Fish and Chips over at the Link Promenade.
That's a pretty one.
Now, this is the fourth restaurant that Gordon opened on the Strip back in 2016. I don't think fish and chips were ever a particular signature of Gordon's, but he is British, and fish and chips are a quintessential British dish.
British food is so bad. Cheeky fucker.
So this is a total branding play, and that plays into the decor and ambiance of the place entirely, as the entire place is red, white, and blue, with Union Jacks everywhere, and the front door is styled as one of those classic British phone booths. It's meant to be a kind of grab-and-go place, but there is some limited seating inside, as well as sort of bar-style seating on the outdoor patio. And we were able to grab one single seat.
So we're gonna take turns.
Film spot? bikini spot.
Now, just to be upfront with you guys, neither Tyler nor I had ever had fish and chips before.
Douse some lemon. You want some lemon too?
Never had
Yeah, you can put
fish and
lemon
french
on
fries?
Lemon all over the place.
It's a weird thing to
lemon
say.
on all of it.
So apologies if we don't follow appropriate fish and chips protocol here.
If you just grab like I was gonna say a thigh, but that's not what fish have.
We started off with a classic, which is 3 pieces of fried cod, and honestly, it was super good.
Enough for me. Not fighting tonight.
It had
I'm
enough
fighting the
structure
hunger.
that didn't immediately fall apart, but it did kind of melt in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's just fried substance.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's almost like a mozzarella stick.
It is kind of like a very large, funky mozzarella stick. And the batter was nice and airy as well, kind of like cod tempura. It's interesting. how
Probably
it
beer
just, like,
batter.
falls apart.
Yeah.
There's very little chewing involved at all.
Slightly going.
Slides in the operative word. We did also get a box with 3 battered bangers,
Hi, it's early afternoon. It's a good time for a banger in the mouth.
Nice.
aka British sausages.
Would you call it a sausage party? Maybe not. Never mind.
Come to me and Gordon, it's always a sausage party.
Which were also pretty good and vaguely spiced.
Definitely a pretty flavorful banger. Yeah.
But since the batter on them was a little thicker, they weren't quite as light tasting as the fish. I did also try out a crispy shrimp, which I liked a lot, but maybe because it was an ideal vehicle for the sauce.
Curry sauce is just Gordon's kiss.
Separated kiss.
We did try out our fish with some malt vinegar, which is I think the traditional sauce for fish and chips, and it was tasty, but we really liked Gordon's tangy sriracha aioli, and especially the cuminy curry sauce the best.
The fries are basically just a curry sauce delivered to my face.
Now, we really enjoyed Gordon's fish and chips, and we would definitely come back here for the fish specifically.
Oh, it's gone. Sorry, who?
And it did seem to be a really popular spot.
There's also a rotating cast of characters moving behind you.
Yeah.
Gordon's Fish and Chips is busy right now.
Yeah.
There is a chance that these fish and chips are kind of Americanized, and I think for the Vegas Strip, the prices were kind of par for the course, as everything is always more expensive on the Strip. But I think in England, it's supposed to be a cheaper dish. So you're paying for novelty, name, and location. Now, the only thing that we
Fun
forgot to
fact, I didn't
mention
know
was
that.
that they do have a sticky toffee item here, the sticky toffee shake to be exact.
Alright, so they're cleaning
Be
the sticky toffee
hidden when I get done with it.
right now. So
We're
we
gone.
have
We'll
an
just cut it
hour
off.
before
There we
they're
go.
ready to give us our sticky toffee shake.
Yes.
So we're gonna come back.
And once we finally got our hands on it, fish and chips was popping off, so we had to head somewhere else for our taste test.
Alright, so we hightailed it to the Flamingo Garden. Actually pretty close to our brick. There's some room. We're surrounded by birds. I love it.
And I would say, like a flamingo in heat, this thing was super aggressive.
I think I just passed away.
As it contained all of the flavor of the sticky toffee pudding, but almost like in a distilled liquid form.
So it's like all toffee, caramel, butterscotch flavor, and none of the cake to ground it. It's literally like half a faceful of this.
I found it to be both pleasurable but overwhelming.
It's untethered. It's unrestrained.
Tyler, on the other hand, chugged it.
It's literally all over your face. Leave me some, you fiend.
Oh, yeah.
There will be our definitive sticky toffee ranking at the end of the video.
Our brick is over there. Literally, why are you inhaling it?
So the next restaurant on our list was Gordon Ramsay
Why are you
Burger,
steaming?
located right at the main entrance of the Planet Hollywood. And heads
Stop
up,
that.
there are no reservations at this restaurant, and it almost always has a pretty significant line.
Okay. We've
Had something steamed before.
Increase our chances of a short line. It is crazy right now.
It has not increased their chances of short line.
It is crazy right now. Gordon Ramsay Burger.
So while we're waiting in line, let me tell you about it. This is the 3rd restaurant that Gordon opened on the Strip back in 2012.
There you stay there.
There's
a body. We need to put a-
quickly abandoned that idea.
Fix the
And though I
hole.
wouldn't say burgers are a staple of Gordon's signature cuisine, if anything, they're kind of American coated. He does seem to be known
Obviously.
for at least critiquing them.
Bloody hell, I mean, that's what I call a burger. Yeah, I'd give that 9 out of 10.
Maybe he just really likes burgers.
He does really like burgers, apparently.
Efficient line.
And the restaurant itself has an interesting ambiance. There's a giant flame installation on one side, and the other side is just straight open to the casino, like there isn't a wall. And there's an ominous Gordon portrait looming in the corner. Now, as an intended appetizer, we got the Bloody Mary dog,
Oh, my God. That's like 8 times larger than I was expecting.
Costco hot dog food.
Just force the Costco.
To be fair, the Costco hot dog is $1.50, but this thing was still way bigger than we thought it was going to be.
That feels a little inappropriate.
And interestingly, for a high-end dog, they did not try and hide that classic hot dog taste,
That's a hell of a wiener.
as it really led with a nice grilled wiener flavor. And the relish and crispy onions complemented but did not overpower.
Nearly impossible to eat, but the sausage tasted good.
So against all odds, we decided we really liked this thing.
Right.
You get the full bucks. You guys gotta go position and you stuff everything in around.
Oh my god. Oh my word.
So we got a burger each, which were both visually intimidating,
So if you're worried that the burger is getting really large as the hot dog was,
Tyler got the 24-hour burger, which was packed with meat,
You guys heard the name, so the two things out. Oh my god, the juices.
as there were beef, braised short rib, and brown sugar bacon on it.
A lot of meat. A lot of flavorful, savory, salted meat.
There were some pickled onions in there that occasionally showed through, but it wasn't quite enough to take down the meat extravaganza.
I see them over there.
I got the Hell's Kitchen burger, which I did order because it seemed themed around Gordon himself.
Before I show you, I want to I'm sorry. I like the burgers well done.
But I ended up liking it on its own merits.
I like the copious amount of avocado.
It had some southwestern flavors with jalapenos, avocado, some crema type of thingy, and I would call that tomato fire roasted.
It's already very hard, but the flavor is awesome.
It was definitely my kind of burger.
Bobby flavor makes it real.
Bobby Flay, Gordon's best friend.
There was also another sticky toffee item here as well, the sticky toffee ice cream
Ooh,
sandwich.
that's hot.
And at first I was a little panicked because it looked really sticky,
It's so shiny.
but we quickly figured out that the cookie part of the ice cream sandwich was soft, cakey pudding and not even firm enough to be picked up.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry, I didn't see
I'm
you.
having a visceral reaction here.
But that aside, I
How are
thought
you
this was
today?
very good. The sticky toffee flavors.
Sorry, when you work with your
didn't
hands,
have
you
a
kinda need
butterscotch
your eyeballs for that,
They
so
were
sometimes I miss
very much
convos.
cold brown butter
How's your
ice.
day going?
The ice cream shows potentially better. I like this one a lot.
Overall, I thought Gordon Ramsay burger was pretty fun. It does seem like he's kind of doing the most with the items, so he's throwing a lot of flavors at you, but there were some standout dishes. And apparently they're opening another Gordon Ramsay burger at the Flamingo this summer. So hopefully that can siphon away some of the line. Sorry.
Why are you smoking?
Phew. So our next stop on our list was Ramsay's Kitchen at Harrah's. Ramsay's Kitchen is actually Gordon's most recent opening on the Strip, as he opened it in late 2022. And I kind of like the implication here that this is Ramsay's Kitchen, not in hell.
It's not Hell's Kitchen. It's a kitchen.
Much more inviting tone.
It's kind of hidden away inside of Harrah's, near the casino floor, but in a corner so you kind of stumble upon it.
We hear lots of fun.
Yeah.
It's tucked way back here. An intimate setting in which to enjoy well.
And it's kind of an unexpected gem. Like from the outside, it looks nice, but all that's visible is the bar. But then as you enter, the restaurant is way bigger than it looks. Like there are multiple large, cozy, brass-laden dining rooms, and it's kind of beautiful.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
It's a bit more Art Deco and refined than the Cheesecake Factory, but there is a lot of bronze.
We're sitting underneath a coaster art piece of Gordon. He's looming, but from my angle, he looks like circles.
Ramsay's Kitchen is supposed to be casually refined dining, inspired by Gordon's travels across the world. I don't really see the international aspect come through that much, but there were some interesting dishes.
Or cheese pool action.
She's cool. Oh, that's a good pull.
The flatbread is breaking.
Like the blue cheese and roasted grape flatbread.
Oh my god, literally, how is this cheese pool still going?
We aren't huge blue cheese heads, but the sourness of the blue cheese was matched pretty well by the juicy grapes, balsamic glaze, and some semi-hidden Brussels sprouts.
He's got a bunch of appetizing dishes mashed into one.
Yeah.
I did also get the tuna tartare, which came with a huge mountain of sour cream and giant wonton chips.
The wonton robe.
I'm liking this vision of tartare, dude. Like wonton nachos.
The wonton chips were kind of precarious to work with, but the flavors were great. Citrusy and just a little spicy. And then, as a heads up, we did get one of the best dishes of our entire trip here, which was the butternut squash risotto.
Oh, very good.
Already
Cheez-It and MLS presents the Cheez-It Wager.
Goal, 10 cheesy crackers. Offside, 20 cheesy crackers.
Anything for your game, anything for your snacks. We get it.
I want to add the blue ones. I want those to a different one. There's some other options now.
With IXL, there's an endless number of skills that match exactly what my kids are working on in class right now. And with so many different kinds of questions. My kids never get bored. Yes! Yes! IXL helps our children learn at their own pace, starting off with easier questions and slowly moving to harder ones when they're ready. With IXL, my children never feel stuck or frustrated. And if they miss a question, it's not a big deal. IXL provides an immediate explanation and a chance to try again.
That was like a hug from Gordon himself. I can only imagine those were pretty few and far between, right?
What are you, a child contestant on MasterChef?
The risotto itself was nice and fluffy and warm,
Alright, stop making fun of me.
and the toasted hazelnuts and sage brown butter kind of put it over the top.
The brown butter is nuts.
And to add insult to injury,
The side of chicken on this is way better than the side of chicken on top of the beef salad.
now Ramsey's Kitchen did also offer a beef Wellington, so this is Wellington number 2 for our Wellington host, Tyler Williams. It did seem to be pretty much the same as the one at Hell's Kitchen, but Tyler did enjoy his second go-around.
I have no idea what you're saying, but not sick of it yet. So far, still having a good time.
And he also started creating techniques for eating the Wellington more efficiently.
You gotta press your fork, and then you gotta just flop your Wellington on.
Flop it.
Any instinct you have to pierce is wrong.
No.
The only thing is that this one was $10 more expensive for seemingly no reason, which is probably the only negative we had about Ramsey's Kitchen. For dessert, we went for the Eton Mess, which is a classic British dessert with chantilly cream, meringue, and berries.
Is it spiciness? What are you eating?
It's meringue.
I think this is usually served as kind of like a parfait or trifle, but Gordon went for sort of a modern presentation here, so we ended up eating it like meringue, chips, and dip.
I love the texture of this one.
It's meringue.
But we both liked how fresh and light it was. Now, we didn't mean to order the sticky toffee pudding here because it seemed like it was the same as the one at Hell's Kitchen, but they sent one out to us, so we kind of had to partake. And this one ended up coming with creme fraiche ice cream, which was kind of better, as it was kind of a clean canvas for the sticky toffee flavors. We do try and be as incognito as possible when reviewing these restaurants, so we can be impartial, but we may have been found out here. But that's not why we liked it, or Ramsey's Kitchen.
I know we're not done, but I liked it in there.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good Gordon Ramsay restaurant, I'm not gonna lie.
It's definitely placing in the top half of the list.
Gordon may have literally outdone himself there.
So our next restaurant up was
Right.
Gordon Ramsay's
What do you think of that?
Hotel at Caesar's
Is it cute?
Palace. This is the second restaurant Gordon opened on the
Minus
strip.
the
He actually opened it in the
strings.
same week as Gordon Ramsay Burger back in 2012, and it's
See over
kind
there
of
for
the
now?
main thoroughfare of Caesar's, like near concert hall, restaurants, and
Love these
slots.
fucking colors.
Busy evening at Caesar's. Something just happened, maybe Adele just let out. Everyone's here.
And I
Well,
will
when
say,
I don't have to
it
work
had
on
the
them.
best selection of Gordon merch I've seen so far. This is where we got those It's Raw shirts.
He's missing the right? It's about as good as he's put on a shirt, right?
Don't have any other bigger rams.
And the
for
restaurant
moments.
itself is themed to be a full-on British invasion,
Okay.
with red phone booths, London skyline silhouettes, and Buckingham Palace motifs throughout. Gordon is nothing if not committed to the bit.
He's kind of going like, yeah, rivalry. The British are coming.
And we decided to lean into the pub grub vibes with an order of the pigs in a blanket, which were way larger than any pigs in a blanket I've ever seen.
He really loves just wrapping meat in puff pastry, doesn't he?
You know, some artists like oil paint, some poets like haikus. Gordon likes
nice, and I did like the mustard delivery device aspect, but the bangers were not as flavorful as the ones at fish and chips, so they were kind of like soft and mild. And then we leaned into the British theme with an order of the onion and ale soup.
Not to be confused as French onion soup.
No, it's British onion soup.
It is covered with Gruyere cheese, which does make for an amazing cheese pull,
Hell yeah, bro.
but does also reinforce the idea that this is really close to a French onion soup. The bitter ale, which kind of gives it a deeper, heartier taste, might be the only difference. But regardless, it's very good.
Oh, crunchy cheese.
Ooh, nice. I call that finger cheese.
That's good cheese.
Bonus cheese.
Very good cheese.
Now, continuing the British grub theme, I ended up getting the chicken tikka masala, which interestingly was invented in Britain in the 1960s by South Asian immigrants. And overall, I thought Gordon's recipe was pretty good.
Oh, Nicole Poo done minus all the little flyaways. Need a little, this little spot on. Thank you for the thumbs up. Always appreciate it before you guys head out.
It doesn't need to be Hot Ones level, but I feel like Gordon could definitely turn it up a few notches.
That is 3 on the stairs already.
Pub and Grill does also have a beef Wellington, so it was on to round 3 for our mate Tyler. It does look a little different.
Oh dear.
Butt down. This one was a
No,
little different
you're
than the
staying right there.
previous two. Besides being butt down, it also came with a more hearty mashed potato versus a potato puree.
But it also comes with asparagus.
Asparagus.
And even though beef Wellington is supposed to be a high-end dish, its meat pie vibe does mesh well with the cozy British pub
Could
atmosphere.
do with triple thick because there is no polymer clay on this at all.
Not how long, and after the pitch.
What are you talking about?
It's also the cheapest Wellington by a couple bucks, so not a bad showing. To round it out, we did get the Guinness Sundae.
Another guy just brought me a giant beer, and I was like, dude, I can't.
It's sort of got some Bailey's cream at the top, and then beer-soaked cake and ice cream below. And at first I would say that the Guinness actually offset the sweet elements pretty well.
Whatever. Last bite I had was just beer. Here, come here. Go deep.
But as you got further down, it was a lot of Guinness.
That is totally beer.
So it ended up being more like you were drinking beer accompanied by a bit of cake. But I think that kind of matches the overall experience,
If you're already drunk, might as well be drunk, right?
Yeah.
which in general I really liked. It's cozy, medium casual, warm, with an inviting drunk atmosphere, which seems perfect if you're stumbling out of a convention or an Adele concert. So the final restaurant on our list was Gordon Ramsay Steak at the Paris. Now this was actually Gordon's first restaurant on the Vegas Strip, sneaking in before Pub and Grill in 2012, and it's right smack dab in the middle of the casino floor in Paris. Now previously, I thought that this tunnel entrance was like a pathway into a steak, and that the red thing was kind of like a medium rare steak, but apparently this is supposed to be like the channel leading you from Paris to London, which I guess makes sense.
It makes way more sense than like we're tiny like Miss Frizzlass entering a steak. The British are there.
The restaurant is supposed to
There
be
we go.
British themed as well, but it's a bit more subtle, as the vibe is kind of just like high-end modern steakhouse. We were seated in a booth upstairs, so we were eye level with the crazy red neon chandelier.
Alright, you 3 are done, so to the stairs with you.
Of the motions Gordon's hands make while wrapping a Wellington, which is actually way more interesting than I thought.
It's like you run in a shape
Yes.
on that one app.
It's like your step counter.
Yeah, exactly.
And the cuisine is supposed to be luxury steakhouse with some signature Gordon British fare. I think most celebrity chefs like doing steaks because they're expensive, but Gordon does seem to be a steak enthusiast.
Thanks for the shit.
We got the hamachi food to start, which was actually very complex,
Where
as
is it?
Gordon used the fish as almost like a table to put ingredients on top of.
Where is the
Making a really long
paint?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Here.
Can I give it a flat bite?
So it was actually like a flavor and texture explosion in your mouth, with smooth creme fraiche, sweet apple, salty seaweed, and crispy rice.
I like the crunch.
They almost like Rice Krispies from a Crunch Bar.
Yeah, they're also like Rice Krispies. There's a lot happening.
And then we did also get a Scotch egg, which is a boiled quail egg wrapped in sausage and then fried, which doesn't necessarily sound good. It sounds more like a keto hack.
Scotch egg down the hole.
But let me tell you, this thing actually rocks, as it's a savory and rich bite with a little runny yolk, offset with some pickled cabbage.
Why? I feel like 8 more of those.
Yeah, I'm sad we didn't get another one.
Honestly, I really do wish we had ordered more of these.
Can you give me with another Scotch egg?
Another scotch?
Now, we didn't really order just a super high-end plain steak here, both because I bet you it's just good, but we also don't really know how to judge super high-end steaks beyond just saying it's good. So I went for this stuffed chicken breast, which came with a nice hunk of maitake mushrooms and a truffled potato croquette, both of which I really liked.
I was hoping it was an elongated Scotch egg, but unfortunately no.
I thought the chicken breast was pretty good, but I didn't love the truffled fine mousse stuffing, as I thought it was just too rich tasting. So I just went to town on the mushrooms.
Like the fungus, the whole fungus, and nothing but the fungus. Small Northern.
And then for our final installment of the Wellington test,
Hold on. See? Where's the Wellington?
Tyler took on the Land and Sea Wellington,
This is your final boss.
which is not only the most expensive Wellington on the list, but also easily the most formidable.
This is how Gordon gets it, apparently.
I mean, he lives a life of luxury, okay?
Man's losing.
As it comes not only with a lobster tail on top of it, but also multiple giant scallops around it. I do think this is the kind of dish that might give you gout on the spot.
The lobster is like a piece of butter.
This tastes pretty spectacular in a really
They really had a taste?
hot kind of way.
Nope, got one more in here.
Gordon. Scallop redemption arc continues.
Now, to finish off our Gordon pilgrimage, we got the roasted grape cheesecake for a little change of pace.
It was almost like a block of cheese, like Tom and Jerry style.
The cheesecake itself was pretty good with an herby thyme crust.
The cheesecake is so like
Just like drips on your tongue.
But the grapes were a little too soaked for my taste.
They're almost creamy.
But this thing wasn't bad. It's just no STD. Now, overall, Gordon Ramsay steak was pretty enjoyable. I'm happy we uncovered the mystery of this tunnel and weird chandelier, and I do think that the Land and Sea Wellington is a sight to behold. But we do have to note that this place was the most expensive restaurant on the list by far, so it was certainly an expensive trip through the tunnel. Now, in terms of an outro here, we figured the best thing to do would be to list our top 3s of our favorites for different categories, before giving you guys our results of our various tests, of course. First up, for best overall experience, our favorites were Ramsay's Kitchen, which was kind of an unexpected gem, but I would actually really recommend it. Fish and Chips, can't speak to the authenticity, but the food is very tasty. And then the original Hell's Kitchen, which does really give you the whole Gordon package. From the set, to the pitchforks, to the Wellington, it's fun. Next up, for best dish, our picks were the butternut squash risotto at Ramsay's Kitchen, the Scotch egg at Ramsay's Steak, and then we were kind of split between that really crazy Bloody Mary dog from Burger and the classic fish basket from Fish and Chips. And then for decor/ambiance, our picks were once again Ramsay's Kitchen, which is just our favorite restaurant across the board, then Pub and Grill for a nice, warm, casual, down-to-party vibe, and then probably Hell's Kitchen, just because it does have that TV show wow factor. As for which sticky toffee pudding was the best, I don't think any of the alternative forms really beat the classic STP, so for that reason, I would recommend the one at Ramsay's Kitchen, because between the speculoos and the creme fraiche ice creams, the creme fraiche is our a la mode of choice. And as for our Wellington test, they were all very similar except for the last one, but I think we have to give it to Pub and Grill. Not only was it the most affordable Wellington, but from the asparagus to the mashed potatoes to the ambiance, it had Tyler calling soccer football. All in all, I would say we had a great time hitting up all of these restaurants, and though we did eat a lot of Wellington,
The guy who invented the Wellington doesn't even like the Wellington.
Joe Wellington doesn't like it this much.
I thought that Gordon actually offered a fair amount of variety, and to his credit, he definitely tries a lot of things, as each restaurant gives a unique experience and definitely leaves its own impression. I mean, the man knows how to decorate a restaurant. As for my advice to him, I would say he could take it easy on the f***ing sprouts,
Just skip on the sprout.
Oh my god, not the return of the Sprouts.
Return to sprouts.
and he could be a little meaner in his little notes. I mean, it's what the people want.
God! Get out!
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, make sure to smash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Here are our short form / social media handles. There's hair in my mouth. And with that, I will see you guys next time.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
Problem isn't the machine. It's likelier detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods have the grease-fighting power of Dawn, easily removing up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Right, or your money back.
If you're looking to text out a character limit, it may be time for Neutrogena Retinol Regenerating Cream.
With accelerating retinol complex to reverse years of physical aging.
Might be a bit too big.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. This week, we're going to be eating at every other Celebrity Chef's restaurant on the Vegas Strip. And this time, we're doing the Jonas Brothers. Las Vegas, Sin City, the entertainment capital of the world. What happens there stays there. Viva it. Whatever your thoughts on it, there's no getting around the fact that the Las Vegas Strip is world famous for being a partying, shopping, and gambling destination, a hotspot for entertainment, nightlife, and general debauchery. And beyond the endless number of Cirque du Soleil shows, Vegas is also generally known as a place with a lot of really great, though sometimes expensive, restaurants. And in the same way that different casinos on the Strip try and attract customers to stay there with their clubs, shops, and shows, they also try and compete with each other as to who has the more marquee places to dine. And it's sort of the same way that different famous performers have Vegas residencies, high-profile celebrity chefs.
Did you finally throw up everything?
Restaurants. Now,
how are you going to throw up more when you go upstairs?
We are pretty big fans of Las Vegas. We aren't huge gamblers or partiers or Gucci shop owners, but we do love Vegas for its over-the-top theming, giant hotels, and just endless things to do and see and eat. And a little while ago, we did a pretty crazy thing where we spent 2 weeks speedrunning staying at every single hotel on the Vegas Strip.
Come on, come on, come on.
From the Excalibur to Circus to Caesar's Palace and everything in between. And during that trip, we also attempted to eat at every Celebrity Chef restaurant to get a little taste of what they were serving up and see which ones were worth the hype.
They're definitely enhancing this, okay?
Is this a wine bread enhanced? And being big fans of the Food Network and a lot of other celebrity chefs, food competition shows, restaurant makeover shows, and really any show where Gordon Ramsay yells at people.
What are you waiting for? A f***ing hot chocolate? Off.
Hot chocolate would be good. I should not be watching food-related shows when I can't have food.
But after returning from our trip, we realized that actually we had missed a few Celebrity Chef restaurants that slipped through the cracks. More than a few, actually. And when we asked you guys if you would want to see a part 2, a lot of you said yes. So in this video, we will be returning to Vegas and hitting all of the Celebrity Chef restaurants that we missed the last time around. So welcome to part 2 of our Celebrity Chef Showdown. Now, when making our list of restaurants to hit, we did have to define what we meant by Celebrity Chef restaurant, since there are a ton of restaurants in Vegas that boast some kind of a connection to a famous person. There are chefs and restaurateurs who are just famous for being really good at what they do, like Dominique Ansel, the Cronut guy. There are restaurants that are just owned by famous people, and there are also restaurants that are inspired by celebrities, like the Picasso restaurant at the Bellagio. So we decided that in order to make our list, the Celebrity Chef restaurants had to be from chefs who have been the central character in their own show, movie, or
I feel like I watched this episode already.
Series, and also that the content should be about them being chefs or running restaurants, so they are both media personalities and chefs. The only exception we're going to make this time around is for the Jonas Brothers Nelly Southern Kitchen, because we skipped it last time, but I am very curious about what the Joe Bros could be serving up. They do also technically have a Food Network special about opening the restaurant, so maybe they count. We also decided to just do one restaurant per chef, as some of the chefs on this list have multiples. Gordon Ramsay has like 6 restaurants in Vegas, and I feel like it's a whole other video just to go to all of his and rank them against each other, which might be like the next video up.
Hell yeah, bro.
So with all of that, we ended up with 7 restaurants to hit, which combined with the 12 that we tackled in our previous video, should be closer to every Celebrity Chef restaurant on the Vegas Strip. There are a couple that were teetering on the borderline that we decided to still skip, so sorry to Wahlburgers, but I just wanted to go to the Jonas Brothers restaurant more. Now, a quick note here, most of these restaurants are pretty expensive. In general, food on the Vegas Strip can get pretty pricey. See $70 Johnny Rockets order from last time.
Las Vegas pricing.
That's so crazy, right? And a lot of these places are fine dining restaurants. And then when you add on the famous name upcharge, there's even more of a bump. We will note when things are even pricier than the rest or when things are more reasonable, but I just want to establish that we think that these prices are a little eye-popping, and we don't usually eat like this. Also in general, we did want to try a decent spread of things in each restaurant, so just a heads up, we did end up over-ordering at some of these places and taking the rest for later. But with all of that, let's dine. Now, on our last trip, we tackled these celebrity chef restaurants as we were staying in all of the 33 hotels on the Vegas Strip.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Keep
So
going.
we made our
Don't
way
stop.
up and down the strip in an orderly, logistical fashion. But this time, it was a bit more free-form, so we may be skipping around locationally a bit. To that end, I do want to thank Resorts World for letting us stay there during our trip this year, who for the record are no strangers with restaurants themselves, between our favorite and famous street food and late-night breakfast stop, Suns Out, Buns Out. So next time in Vegas, consider coming out and saying hello to my little egg friend. First restaurant up was Martha Stewart's Bedford at the Paris.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to some onions and a glue gun, and she'll give you the world. The one and only Martha Stewart.
Now, Martha Stewart is incredibly famous, being, I would say, like one of the leading lifestyle influencers in the entire world over the past 40 years.
Maybe ladies like the jello shots.
Martha Stewart.
I started my day with 6 of these.
And even though she is a DIY queen, she's also made enough content about making food and showcasing her own recipes that I think she's earned the title of chef.
You and your friends.
And in terms of businesses, Martha's done it all. She had her own lifestyle magazine, she's launched home goods lines, she was on the air for almost 20 years straight with her TV shows. But honestly, I think that this has only helped her brand, as she's really and it's given her an edge.
Straight up.
And now she's friends with Snoop Dogg.
So just drop this into rapidly boiling water. Okay, drop it.
But even having done it all, this restaurant at the Paris that she opened in 2022 is actually her first restaurant ever. And I have to say, like everything Martha does, it's very tastefully done.
I know.
How beautiful.
I know.
It wasn't here when we were here last time.
No.
Now, the restaurant itself is modeled after Martha's personal home in Bedford, New York. The entrance is like a patio, then there's like a large cozy dining room, an open kitchen, and in the back, it opens up into another room that's almost like Martha's study, with giant fake video windows playing a scenic snowy landscape to make you feel at home with Martha.
They're nice.
I feel comfortable.
Though I can confirm that these cabinets are not meant to be opened. The cuisine at the Bedford is inspired by Martha's love of French cooking, as well as her famed gardens, with some of her own signature recipes thrown in. We started off with an order of Big Martha's pierogies.
Big Martha's not messing around here, man.
Big Martha means business. Big Martha stays on it.
That's a good question.
And these were very good. Super warm
There
and
we go, that
comforting,
one's done.
and drenched in some serious brown butter.
The brown butter was great.
And the potato inside the pierogies was like the best mashed potatoes ever. Super soft, but with a little scallion action going on.
In the basement working on monsters, period. I'm gonna have to rob the 2 stores in town to have enough, period. Dog is bored, but she will live. I drug the cat. Period. He threw up after eating grass and is feeling much better. Period. I'll put this on something.
Now, I was pretty sure that Big Martha was Martha's, like, nickname from the Big House.
I can only imagine, Martha and one of those Real Housewives in Salt Lake City, like, together in white collar person. Hey, Big Martha, can I get some pierogi?
But it turns out that it's actually a nickname for Martha's mom, so I was a little wrong. We did also get a few items from Martha's garden, like the decidedly autumnal honey nut squash salad and the ricotta stuffed zucchini blossoms, which were very herbaceous.
I need eyeballs before I do that shit. Let's get over here. Too big.
This is one of their marquee dishes.
That was delightful. I know.
And it does kind of seem very Martha Stewarty, because nice bird and gravy reads kind of like high-effort holiday dinner at home.
It is Thanksgiving.
And I will say, I was a big fan of the OB stuffing, and the chicken itself was tender and nicely salty.
Just need something to put as a base.
And then we did finish off the meal with an upside-down lemon
No,
meringue
these are
pie.
different sizes. That's the size I want.
Looking like a pile of rocks,
That is.
but was actually very light, as it was mostly meringue and fluffy cream.
Yeah, that'll work too if I just take the whole thing off.
Overall, I really enjoyed Martha's whole vibe here. The bathroom we sat in was a real showstopper, and I thought the food was generally very good. Both
Okay,
comforting,
I need
but also
something that
fresh
won't
and
come
light,
off the
making it
plastic.
work of the famed gardens.
These are probably the best I've spent after eating at a Celebrity Chef restaurant. And I'm not just trying to ride Big Martha's Big D, okay?
So big ups to Big Martha. Now,
Oh, the super glue. That'll make a base. Finish the rest of that. So then when I go in with the hot glue on top of that,
or sweet and salty,
it should
when
make
it comes
a
to Nature Valley, which can't bring you
connection for that.
Stop filming me! Ben Richard, 35. Married, one child. In medical crisis.
Medical crisis. As soon as you see that, you know you're in the USA. Only country. Medical crisis.
Blacklisted.
Why take care of your people when you can just make them fight for their lives?
Biggest show in the country.
People on these games never come back.
I'm not trying to get myself killed. So kiss my ass twice. Right there. Is why you can win this game. Rules are simple. Survive 30 days. The entire nation hunts you down. We'll get your family out of Sloanside for good. I'm gonna come back here and burn this building down. I promise. That's the spirit. This is America, goddammit! We don't put up with no bullshit! Hunt! Him! Stop filming me!
Have you ever wondered if this game is rigged? Guess we'll find out.
Ooh, hello. Nice strips.
Buddy, you're out for TV.
Woo!
Now, next up on our list was the Jonas Brothers' Nelly Southern Kitchen at the MGM Grand.
Hey there, we're the Jonas Brothers. You're watching Disney Channel.
So the Jonas Brothers are, as I implied, not chefs, but they are quite famous. The trio of real-life brothers, Kevin, Joe, and Nick, rose to fame on the Disney Channel in the 2000s on their show Jonas and the Camp Rock movies. And from there, they became bona fide teen pop stars. Releasing albums, being linked to high-profile starlets, and then notably wearing purity rings for a while, and then later taking them off.
Yes, yes, and yes. Guys,
The Jonas Brothers group broke up in 2013 to focus on solo projects, and though they stayed relevant, they did also kind of grow up. They had a bunch of crossover pop hits, they had Jonas Ayers,
Yep, got it in a while ago.
Priyanka Chopra, Joe got divorced, and eventually the group got back together.
Joke's on you. The Jonas Brothers can't break up. They're
Yes, that's right, they re-Jonased, which is all we really ever wanted in the first place.
oh, how the tables have turned.
But obviously, they are not chefs, nor has their content or music ever really been about cooking. It seems that their dad, Kevin Sr., is the one with the culinary dreams and is the driving force behind the Joe Bros restaurant brand,
This is our dad's retirement plan.
as Nellie is his grandma, and the restaurant is focused on serving classic Southern comfort food just like Nellie used to make. Well, maybe with a few modern twists. This is actually their second location of Nellie's Southern Kitchen, as they opened their first one in Nellie's hometown of Belmont, North Carolina in 2016. This new Nellie's opened in 2022 and is located in the wing of the MGM Grand known as the District.
It's an incredible feeling. We love Vegas. We're just excited to have some biscuits today.
Which has a bunch of celebrity chef restaurants right next to each other. So yes, we will be coming back later in the video. Now, the vibe of Nellie's is kind of like hipster modern country. Inside, the Jonas Brothers branding is pretty low-key, confined to just one wall near the back, but they kind of incorporate the music theme with like some guitars on the wall and a stage, which while we were there, they just turned into a giant TV.
It's like a Scotia sports bar.
Yes, there is a TV distracting me from your face right now.
And notably, there's a lot of animal and bird decor. See, these giant owls on the wall.
That's a big bird.
Now, we ended up getting the Southern rolls to start, which is basically a giant crispy fried egg roll with mac and cheese, chicken, and some spicy collard greens inside.
Actually, it's very good.
Yes.
The collard greens are key because they add like a different texture, a different feel, a different taste.
This was super good, and apparently this is also Frankie Jonas's favorite dish, who is the fourth Jonas brother.
Is it Frankie's favorite because he's like a kid?
He's not a kid anymore.
Okay.
He was too young to be in the band originally, but now has to bear the brand of Bonus Jonas. Regardless, he has pretty good taste because we really like this thing.
How about Frankie?
It's like a Sex and the City thing, like which one are you?
Are you Miranda? Are you Charlotte?
Now for our mains, I got the shrimp and grits, which were nice and cheesy, but did weirdly taste a lot like
Pizza roll fish.
That's a good flavor.
And we also definitely had to get the chicken and dumplings, which is one of their signature dishes, and I believe still based on Nellie's own recipe. It's kind of a warm bowl of gravy with dumplings of dough and shredded chicken.
It is very soothing, comforting.
Yes.
Like a great grandmother might be, but personally, I understand like this is like the dish and the whole place is based on.
This is obviously a Jonas family favorite, and it definitely reads as like a loving, home-cooked meal, but it was a little plain in my opinion.
I don't think it's super flavorful, but I love it.
Tyler had the right idea by putting it on a biscuit to add a little difference in texture.
That's a pro bite.
Nice.
And then to finish it all off, we did get the Cup of Joe dessert.
Joe? A little shovel of Joe?
Now we got this one because it seemed a bit more themed around the brothers, which is something they don't do a lot of, but it turned out to be basically a version of a tiramisu.
It is. It's a tiramisu on a donut. Oh yeah. I'm here for it.
Just a bit more of a fudgy chocolate layer on top. Now, overall, I do think it's cool that the Joe Bros are helping their dad with his culinary dream, and if the goal was Southern comfort food, I think that was achieved, but it's pretty cool, so it's kind of pricey for what it is. I think the price would be more justified if there was a little more Jonas flair in the decor, in the menu, maybe get some extended relatives to do some live performances. I'm sure there's gotta be a few more bonus Jonases lying around. You can't tell me it's just Frankie. Now, next up on our list was Bobby Flay's Amalfi at Caesar's Palace.
Bobby, what are you doing?
You know what I'm doing?
Bobby Flay is a longtime Food Network personality, having cooked and judged on like a million different Food Network shows, but he might be best known for letting his gruff, competitive side shine in his own personal competition show, Beat Bobby Flay.
Did you cut my shark?
Don't ever approach a chef with a knife in his hand if you don't want to get,
Historically had beef with Bobby Flay, as we've always been intrigued by the fact that his personality has this classic New Yorker edge.
Bobby, hold on, let me
I'm
just
from
teach
the
you.
streets of New York. We don't have kazoos.
And that his culinary specialty is Cajun and Southwestern cuisine.
You're making an eclair with pistachios and you're putting anchovies in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Bye.
So we always wanted to go to his Mesa Grill restaurant at Caesar's Palace, which was a branch of his OG restaurant brand that he opened in New York in the 90s. But during the pandemic, he closed it down and replaced it with a coastal Italian restaurant, Amalfi.
I had no impulse to beat Bobby Flay until you removed Meet the Grill. Now I want to beat him to a pulp.
And we were so irrationally upset about this that when we filmed our last Celebrity Chef video, we decided we would not step foot in Amalfi, and instead went to his casual burger spot at Harrah's Bobby's Burgers. But looking back, we did feel like we shortchanged him a bit, and Amalfi does look pretty cool, so we are willing to set aside our beef with Bobby and try it out.
I hate waiting.
Now, Amalfi is kind of like Bobby's love letter to the Amalfi Coast in Italy. It seems that after spending a lot of time there, both on his own and with Giada on their Discovery Plus show,
This is really good.
really good.
I can eat this every day.
It kind of became his new culinary muse.
If I see the pasta now, I'm hungry.
And the restaurant itself does have a pretty cool atmosphere. It's got very high ceilings, it feels kind of breezy and airy, despite being right in the middle of the casino floor.
I gotta be honest, I like the sound.
The decor is nice. The ambiance, yeah, it's nice. It is.
And it notably has like a little pick-your-own-fish market in the corner, which could almost make you feel like Vegas isn't landlocked. Now, we did order a secret appetizer that is not on the menu, but you can get it if you ask for it, which is the freshly baked focaccia with ricotta dip.
Secret menu.
And honestly, I was pretty happy with this. It was a pretty simple dish, but it's kind of like simple flavors done right.
It's an olive oil delivery device.
Shit.
But moving on to the official dishes, Amalfi does have a serious emphasis on seafood. So we followed suit and ordered the tuna tartare on crispy rice and the charred octopus. Now, we haven't eaten a ton of octopus in our lives,
That's a lot of octopus.
so the tentacle can be a bit intimidating visually, but this dish was amazing.
Really? You were nervous about it.
It was very tender with a smoky charred flavor and some tangy sauce.
You said Bobby?
And it came with some grilled pepper that was slightly spicy and also added a little juicy crunch.
Yeah.
I will give you guys a heads up, this was one of the best things we had all trip.
I feel like Bobby's converting into the dark side right now.
This side.
They call him Bobby, the Rizmeister.
And then we kind of had to get these squid ink fettuccine, which I believe is a specialty item at Amalfi.
This thing is beautiful.
It's goth pasta.
It's a seafood pasta that comes with a little lobster, shrimp, squid, and a spicy tomato sauce.
This is a guy pasta.
They call it Pasta Adams.
Tyler and I aren't that adventurous of seafood eaters, which is probably something we're gonna have to work on if we want to keep making eating content, but we thought this dish was very good. The lobster had a nice lemon flavor, the squid was bouncy but not chewy, and the spicy tomato sauce brought everything
What's that do
together
with you?
really well.
And like a basil.
Now I kind of like the
As a
mismatched
sidebar, we
eyes.
did also get the gnocchi al forno.
Somewhere out there, Gianna's
Alright, someone's
having
losing a
nightmares.
head.
Which, though it was nice and cheesy and soft, was pretty tame compared to the other dishes. And then to close it out, we did also get Bobby's pistachio
maybe?
sundae for dessert.
Extremely pistachio. The ice cream is like true to nuts pistachio.
Which was just a little too salty and nutty for me, with not quite enough sweet to balance it out. And I don't even like super sweet desserts. But nuts aside, we do probably have to hand it to Bobby. Even though he shuttered our beloved Mesa Grill, the food here is pretty good. And I will say, Amalfi is definitely not cheap, but for some perspective, we did pay around the same price for our meal at Amalfi as we did at Nellie's Southern Kitchen. So relatively, it wasn't so bad.
Okay, Bobby. That's pretty good. We could be, I would say friends. But we could be not enemies.
So our next stop was Roy Choi and Jon Favreau's chef truck at the Park M.
I'm hungry. I'm ready for chef.
Now, though we did go to his best friend restaurant last time,
That thing is smoking.
Roy Choi is a chef that got semi-slighted in our last Celebrity Chef video, as we weren't sure if he fit our criteria to be considered, but we kind of forgot about the chef show that he hosts with Jon Favreau.
What is this
You.
TV show for?
We don't
You're
know.
dirty.
Which was totally our bad. Now, Roy Choi is
I
famous
hear
for
some
being-
noise. We have to check the dog. Be right back.
Damn it.
Oh, his dog. She's
The
okay.
creator of the popular Mexican-Korean fusion taco truck, Kogi, and he's considered to be one of the founding fathers of the gourmet food truck movement.
We had this truck, we had Twitter, and it was an opportunity to just cook the food that we wanted to cook.
And in fact, the 2014 movie Chef was loosely based on his life, which is basically about a chef who finds a new passion for food while running a food truck with a dash of family drama and really early Twitter thrown in.
Why don't you come by again tonight? I got a whole new menu just for you, asshole.
No, that's not good. Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Now, Roy Choi and Jon Favreau actually met on the set of the Chef movie, and though it doesn't look like Jon had a ton of culinary background before, Roy basically taught him how to cook while filming.
What's the name of this dish?
Dumplings.
You've got away.
I've got away with
That's
words.
like how I...
And it seems like he kind of caught the culinary bug from there.
You're a really good cook.
Thank you very much.
Nowadays, he's most well known for directing like Marvel movies and The Mandalorian,
Wait a minute.
but he does maintain a foot in the cooking world.
We need to keep the wall up. We can't have him starting to make food. Next thing you know, he's going to open up a restaurant.
Now, the Chef Truck, which opened earlier this year, is kind of tucked back behind the casino floor of the Park MGM. It's supposed to be a life-size replica of the El Jefe food truck from the movie, selling some of its favorite dishes IRL. And after ordering some cubanos, beignets, and tacos,
And no beverages. No beverages. No, come on.
we grabbed our food and headed to the nearby seating area. We started off with the Chef Truck Cubano, which is actually like a fusion version of a Cubano and not like a classic one like they made in the movie, with eggplant, tofu, and portobello instead of meat.
Tofu's like very soft. It almost feels like cheese.
And I would say this was kind of an interesting alternative, but it did end up being a little mild tasting.
It doesn't give me the feeling of a chef. It doesn't give me the feeling.
And I would know, because I have seen Chef. However, we also got the medianoche sandwich, which I think is like a classic Cubano,
That's the sickest damn thing I've ever seen. Sean Fatty Rowe.
with mojo pork, ham, cheese, pickles, and mustard. And this one was very good.
That's a sandwich we all know.
Yeah.
That's a sandwich you might tweet about if you go
The meats were kind of spicy, it had a little mustardy smack, just enough grease, a little pickle crunch. This one was definitely a winner.
This is giving me what they were eating in the movie. Like, it's like taking me there. You know?
We also got an order of these shrimp po' boy tacos, which were pretty straightforward, but the spicy mayo aioli was nice and tangy.
Okay, alright. Tyler wins the taco eating competition. I'm not gonna even try.
And we also picked up an order of the spicy watermelon with kimchi paste on it, which was actually really good, cool and juicy.
Altogether, they kind of almost have like a cucumber taste. And I mean, it's really fresh and wet.
And finally, we grabbed an order of the beignets.
Oh, I gotta make sense of this.
Now, I also remember the beignets from the movie. In fact, they were one of the food items that stuck out to me the most, and these were also very good.
It's basically a perfect bite. How many?
Too sweet?
No.
Oh, light and fluffy and not that sweet.
But the best part was
I should not be
the
watching
little
food right
pile of
now.
whipped cream that they were served with.
I love that they weren't afraid to just drench it in whipped cream.
No, yeah.
I don't know if this was normal whipped cream or if it was enhanced somehow, but this stuff was amazing. Light, sweet, addictive.
Has anyone else heard of this? Should we try it on more things?
Overall, this place passed the vibe check for me. I like that it's a giant food truck parked in a casino, and I would definitely stumble by if I needed a bite or just a pile of whipped cream.
Do you have a piping bag with whipped cream, please?
Pipe it into my mouth.
So our next stop on our list was Lorena Garcia's Chica restaurant at the Venetian. Now, Lorena Garcia is a high-profile Venezuelan chef who has hosted a number of her own cooking shows and segments on different Spanish-speaking TV networks.
Gracias. ¿Qué te parece, Raúl? ¿Qué te parece, Francisca? What do you think? ¿Qué crees?
Spectaculation.
But she's also guested on a ton of American shows, competed on Top Chef Masters, and she was also one of the judges on the short-lived but interesting-sounding NBC show America's Next Great Restaurant.
For investors putting their own money.
I'm looking for passion.
With a specialty in a variety of Latin cuisines and a serious, die-hard love of cilantro,
And I like to use herbs.
What kind of herbs do you like?
Cilantro. Of course, cilantro. I mean, what kind of a question? If I see cilantro, you see me screaming.
Lorena has earned success as a restaurateur and top chef, as she served as the executive chef of the Miami International Airport and also helped create the Taco Bell Cantina Bell menu. Chica is right smack dab in the middle of the Venetian, kind of in like a busy corridor, and it has a fun, vibrant, almost club-like atmosphere, seemingly at all times.
Ambiance.
As when we were there at 12:45 p.m., it was already pretty turned up. And also very dark. So we're gonna have to use these little lamps to see, which are gonna give us that nice "Are you afraid of the dark" lighting.
So I apologize for looking like an underlit egg for the rest of this section. Me in an Arriba Benedict arena. I am an egg.
Chica's cuisine is sort of like elevated street food that draws from a number of different Latin American countries, and we started off our brunch with a bang, with Lorena's Top Chef winning Buñuelo donuts.
Oh, the red is also something. Oh, I thought that was the plate. That's jam or something.
I don't know what secret sauce Lorena puts in these.
I put all the sexy I have in those buñuelos.
These things are amazing.
The donuts are donuting. The buñuelos are buñueloing.
Doing all the good donut things.
They're soft, light, and fluffy, but also pretty moist. There's lemon and ricotta in them, but the main flavor ends up being pretty buttery.
I love that butter.
Not running upstairs, Mom. I'm too fat for that. I like the fur on this one better. I took its head off. Why did they say dial your operator? How does that still a thing that you can do? Isn't it just 911? Fuck, that's annoying. Hi, Mom. Hi. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
How are you? How's you doing?
Not too bad. Just working on some things in the basement with a mild headache because I'm hungry.
I know. Anyway, nerves too cute.
Yeah, it's pretty foggy here. I brought everything in and laid it out to finish drying.
Okay. I'll be in the morning. I gotta get my eyebrows done and I have to come take you all over the place.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome home.
I'm really hungry.
The couch now.
Oh, the couch.
Don't think of it.
I'm so hungry.
Keep working.
Ah.
Keep working. Keep working. Take the dog for a walk. Don't make you hungrier.
Yeah, and she's laying down, so I don't want to bother her. All right.
Yeah. Great. Okay, I'll talk to you in the morning.
Good night.
Good night. Love you too.
Hang up. Clear. There we go. It's my mommy.
You can't believe butter's good.
They're just endlessly edible. We also got Lorena's arepa basket, which were also quite good, though they were kind of the opposite of the Buñuelo donuts, as they were dense, warm, and pretty filling, with a hearty cornflower vibe.
It feels like post night out of Vegas. These are gonna soak up all the goods.
Yes, or if you're at Bottomless Mimosa brunch.
Exactly.
For our mains, I ordered the chilaquiles rojos because I just really wanted eggs.
Ah, my brethren. Eggs.
But there was a lot of flavor in there.
Oh, the freezer is empty.
And then Tyler got the Wagyu Quesabirria tacos.
Oh, dripping.
I was afraid it was too big of a bite, and then it turned into the right size.
The tacos had a crunchy tortilla shell, but the insides were gooey and cheesy with some tender shredded
God damn it,
meat.
where's
and
the
then there's
seasoning?
savory beef broth you dip it in.
It's one of the best I've ever had. I think I just like these again.
It's fun.
And then, even though it was brunch, we had to try the Flaming Skull dessert.
Oh my god.
Which is a chocolate skull that they set on fire at your table until it's pretty melted.
How do I approach this?
Stab.
Oh! Underneath the skull, there's a chocolate lava cake with horchata ice cream and corn marshmallows.
Corn marshmallows? Come on, where the fuck is it? I will start tearing in a second if I don't find it.
Mouthful of rum.
But when something is lit on fire, you're probably gonna get rum. You're gonna get rum.
Overall, I really liked Chica. It marries some really tasty dishes with a bombastic ambiance that feels really Vegas-y and fun. And though I certainly am going to be coming back for the Buñuelo donuts, maybe we should also come back to party with Lorena. Because she goes hard. So for our penultimate restaurant, we headed back to the MGM Grand to hit up Aisha Curry and Michael Mina's International Smoke.
Hey, I'm Aisha Curry.
And I'm Michael Mina.
And welcome to International Smoke at MGM Grand.
Now, Aisha Curry is well known for being married to NBA star Steph Curry. I mean, to be fair, he's one of the most famous basketball players ever.
This is my darling husband, Stephen, also known as Esteban, sometimes goes by Steph, but in our house, he's Dada.
And this is not a fact she shies away from, as her husband and family are a big part of her content and brand.
I'm Aisha Curry, wife, mother, and super foodie.
But she is truly accomplished in her own right, as an entrepreneur and a chef.
Yeah, that's the sound you like.
She started her culinary career posting cooking tutorials and vlogs on her own YouTube channel, and then went into hosting her own show on the Food Network, Aisha's Homemade.
Got the whisk in my hand and a bowl full of custard.
She's also written cookbooks, she's launched home goods lines, she has her own wine label, and she and Steph also seem to have some kind of overcooked style mobile game together.
Welcome to Chef Curry.
We're going to be busy today. Please don't cry, sweetie. Business is booming.
Now, though Michael Mina has not ever starred in his own show or other long-form content, he's a very accomplished chef, known for modern American cuisine, seafood, and Mediterranean fare, and he's also a prolific restaurateur, owning over 30 restaurants worldwide.
San Francisco's Superman of Surf and Turf, the legendary Michael Mina.
And notably, he's also based in San Francisco, which could be how the Aisha Michael Mina super team was formed.
There we go.
Let's get saucy. Okay, you heard her?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
International Smoke is a collaboration between the two, focusing specifically on wood-fired, grilled, and smoked dishes from around the world. The decor is also a little fiery, with some neon signs and a lot of emphasis on heat. And there are also some sports bar vibes, as there were many TVs lighting the walls.
There was a lot of sports going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball.
I'm good.
We ordered a handful of appetizers here, and the Peking pork belly bao buns came in a puff of smoke, which was fun.
Wow, that one is smoking.
International smoke.
I literally smell smoke.
It's all in the front of the building.
Which did infuse kind of like a smoky flavor in there.
I'd say the taste of the bao is smoke. The taste of the sauce is smoke.
Though we did like it a bit better without the barbecue hoisin sauce. We also got an order of Aisha's fresh-baked cornbread, which after the smoking entrance of the pork buns had kind of a plain presentation, but the main standout here was the Tokyo fried chicken, which was
Very pop in your mouthable.
There was some kind of soy umami flavor in the breading itself, so it had some good flavor and crunch on its own, but the creamy sriracha aioli
The head's not coming
put it over
off.
the top.
What's wrong with it?
I'll do a very good level.
It's
Very
not
friendly level of sauce.
like attached, so.
For our entrees, I got the sweet and plantainy Caribbean spiced chicken, and Tyler got some ribs from the smoker, which is definitely one of their signature dishes.
Alright, well, you should eat these all over the MGM.
Our server recommended the
I ain't got
American
time to be
barbecue
nice
style,
today.
and Tyler loved
There we
it.
go.
I'm talking about BBQ.
I am.
The sauce was vinegary, the meat was just flying off the bone. These were very good.
Okay, all that for nothing.
Oh, country roads.
And finally, for dessert, we got the International Smoked S'more, which did also come in a puff of smoke. This one was a chocolate molten cake with toasted marshmallow ice cream on top.
Not incredible. Honestly. Whoa.
And you didn't want to get it.
I did not.
And it was also kind of infused with like a campfire taste.
I'm emerging from the chimney.
Those fluffies in there.
All in all, we enjoyed our our time at International Smoke. I did like whenever any actual smoke got introduced into the presentation of the dishes, and I do have to say, I feel like Aisha is onto something. Give your husband a rib, put him in front of the TV, and boom, he's quiet for hours.
All right, Tyler's fallen silent. He's just eating.
Yeah, I usually never show up.
So, so I think the verdict is positive.
So for our final restaurant, we headed to Wolfgang Puck's Spago at the Bellagio.
One day.
Wolfgang's ire for me left out of the last video. He's buffeting us with a cold wind. Very icy reception here tonight at the Bellagio.
Wolfgang Puck is kind of like the original celebrity chef. He's famous for running high-end restaurants in LA since the 1970s and popularizing Californian, modern French, and fusion cuisines in the US. Caterer and chef to the stars, he's done a ton of guest appearances over the years.
Now that's what I call fusion. To the Batmobile.
He also notably cooked for Kim Kardashian's ill-fated first wedding.
Let's go see Wolfgang's in the kitchen.
And has catered for the Oscars for the last 30 years.
You know what Barbara Streisand said? No. Spot 5 for Barbara Streisand, the extra truffle.
And we did f*** up last time by leaving Wolfgang off our list. Honestly,
Yeah, fucked up when you left Wolfgang off the list.
a famous chef, but we couldn't figure out if he ever had his own show or not. Turns out he did have a show on the Food Network in the 2000s called Wolfgang's Cooking Class, and also recently had a series on HBO following his catering company as they prepared food for huge events. And after watching a bunch of his content, I also just think he's hilarious.
What the f does it say on the back? I can read on my back. Don't get too crazy. If you do, call me.
And I think it's cool that after all this time, he's still cooking with gas.
My job is just being here. Being Wolfgang.
Wolfgang has 4 other restaurants on the Strip, but we chose Spago because it's an offshoot of his original Spago restaurant he opened in LA in the 80s, which is what really put him on the map. And it's still really popular to this day.
It is popping right now at Spago.
Yeah. Your spot going to Spago.
As it was the hardest restaurant on our list to get a reservation at.
You're f***ing lucky.
One of the big draws of Spago, besides is the fact that the restaurant is right next to the Bellagio fountain.
Plenty of heat lamp.
So you have a killer vantage point from which to view the fountain show. And luckily for us, the wind did die down about halfway through our meal, so we did get to witness some serious fountaining.
Oh, we are definitely at the splash zone.
Now, Spago does mean string in Italian, which I think is supposed to imply some noodle-based dishes, but their official cuisine is a mix of Puck's signature California fare paired with modern techniques and inspiration. And one of Wolfgang's signature dishes is extremely fancy pizzas. He offers a smoked salmon and caviar pizza, as well as a truffle pizza, which is the one we got.
And don't lose a truffle. Don't you dare.
That's precious commodity right there.
Besides the truffle, there was a little cracked black pepper, and the cheese had a nice freshness and saltiness to it that actually held its own.
It's not only truffle, it's cheese in it.
But I'm not sure I can philosophically get behind super expensive pizza. We did also get the pear and arugula-laden prosciutto and mozzarella balls, which were kind of a giant bite.
Diddle eat a rush.
It's like a giant enormous cheese ball.
And in a nod of reverence to the Spag in Spago, I did get the hand-cut fettuccine pasta.
I see a pile of mushrooms. I'm happy.
I really liked a lot of elements of this dish. They gave me a ton of mushrooms, and you could really tell the pasta was fresh. The only issue was that it was unfortunately a little overly oniony with all of these shallots.
I would say it's more of an onion experience. Oniony is wrong.
And then they hit me with the garlic.
That's a clove and a half right there.
Mediterranean-inspired flavors.
I really like that.
Any za'atar?
It's za'atar.
And it was nicely paired with this cool herby cucumber mint salad. This was a top dish from our trip for sure. It's not even my kind of dish, but even I liked it.
That's how good it is.
I feel like this is the reward of eating lamb chops. Eat your pork every night so you can do this.
But we may have saved the best for last.
It's Kaiserschmarrn time.
The Kaiserschmarrn is a traditional Austrian dessert that is basically a fluffy scrambled sweet pancake. This rendition is apparently Wolfgang's mom's recipe, and we did have to wait for 30 minutes for them to make this thing, but honestly, it was worth it.
The pancake itself disintegrated. Dissolved. Flew away. It literally flew away as it entered my mouth.
And you're left with a vaguely eggy flavor.
And I
with
really
a
almost
from
no,
raisin,
good lord.
apple, and berry. Super light, heavy on the eggs. So, compliments to Mama Puck.
Eat all your Kaiserschmarrn, Wolfgang.
Wolfgang, if you want to grow up and be big and strong,
Eat your Kaiserschmarrn. Wolfgang, no dessert until you eat your Kaiserschmarrn.
it is this.
Now, overall, Spago does feel like a fancy restaurant, and a lot of the dishes are kind of bougie, and objectively, the ambiance did start off a little stuffy. But once the fountains turned on, everyone loosened up, and it became actually a lot of fun. And honestly, if we can get a reservation, I would come back here, at least for the Kaiserschmarrn, which I strongly recommend.
You should try it. You will get Austrian citizenship. You will like it so much.
So in terms of an outro here, we figured the best thing to do would be to list our top 3s of our favorites in different categories. These are not ranked in any particular order, they're just sort of the best ones of each category in our opinion. First up, for best overall experience, our favorites were Martha Stewart's The Bedford for the vibes and the herbs, Bobby Flay's Amalfi for his tender tentacles, and Lorena Garcia's Chica, which kind of did it all, from bombastic flavors to a tableside fire show, Vegas-y through and through. For best dishes, our picks were, once again, Bobby Flay's Tentacle, the charred octopus at Amalfi, the Buñuelo donuts at Chica, and sign me up for Austrian citizenship, Wolfgang, because I am a Kaiserschmarrn lady. Though we did have a hard time choosing this one, so honorable mention to the Tokyo Fried Chicken at International Smoke and the Chef Truck's Medianoche Cubano. I feel like if you're stumbling through the Park MGM, consider face planting into one of these. And then for best ambiance/decor, our favorites were Bobby f***ing Flay again with Amalfi, the Chef Truck at the Park MGM, because I am a sucker for a good installation, and Martha Stewart's The Bedford. I would happily wear an ankle bracelet in here any day. Overall, I will say, I was happy with the dramatically lessened amount of sprouts I encountered this time around. Maybe that trend has finally faded, and I am a little angry that Bobby Flay finessed us into liking his restaurant. I was hoping somebody would beat Bobby Flay to a pulp, but the man's got skills. However, we do have about 6 more Gordon Ramsay restaurants to go to, so we'll see if we can dethrone him.
Come on. And on the bottom, Bobby Flay.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, make sure to smash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Here are our short form/social media handles. There's hair in my mouth. And with that, I will see you guys next time.
So we are the first ever sensory-friendly restaurant in Canada. So we hire neurodivergent talents. We also create an inclusive space for everyone to dine in.
Really big horn. What's I doing with them?
Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. This is part 2 of our Staying in Every Hotel on the Vegas Strip video, where we stay in every casino mega resort on the Las Vegas Strip and review the room, vibes, and activities at each one. In part 1, we stayed in every hotel on the west side of Las Vegas Boulevard, from the Four Seasons all the way to the Strat. And in this episode, we're taking on the east side, from the Sahara on the north end to the Tropicana all the way down here. It's gonna be a hell of a ride to the finish line, so gird your loins, people. Also, if you missed part 1, make sure to check it out on the channel now. But if for some reason you are only interested in the east side, beast side, as they say, welcome. A reminder on a couple of disclaimers. We are working off of this list of hotels, so we have 14 to cover in this video, and we're going to be hitting 2 to 3 hotels a day and only spending the night in the last one, while other members of our team stay in the others. Also remember, we got taken for a ride by Johnny Rockets. We got 3 grilled chicken sandwiches for $70.
Las Vegas pricing.
That's so crazy, right? So we are mad at them. All right, with that, let's go.
This is a momentous moment, guys. We are crossing over to the other side of the strip. My hair was completely in my face when I said that.
And day 1 of our second week on the strip, we're calling the Encore Day. Because it's part 2, baby! This is the Encore video, and the hotels for this day are the Sahara, Wynn, and Encore, with an unfortunately long trek in between.
Let's do it.
It feels different over here.
The grass is greener.
Pavement is
on this side of the strip. We started the day off with the Sahara.
The shade to the strap. It's here.
That is shady. What the heck? On this side of the strip, there are a lot of older properties.
Oh, wow.
Feels good. So the Sahara can't claim the title of the oldest, but it is a longtime Vegas classic. It opened in 1952 as a Moroccan-themed hotel and was popular with the legendary Rat Pack in the 50s, as you can see by these classic photos all over the place. It has clearly been redone a few times since then.
Oh, it's nice.
It reopened as an SLS hotel in 2014, and for any fans of The Hills, there was a storyline where Heidi almost moved to Vegas to work at this hotel.
And this shit. But it was in the show.
And then it was rebranded as the Sahara again in 2019.
So it doesn't look old. It's like very remodeled and new. But I think like it as a thing is old.
Now, my assessment of the Sahara as it currently stands is that it is bright, nicely remodeled, new feeling and clean, but a little on the small side.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Nice hallway vibes.
And there's just the vaguest hint of desert theming.
The artwork and the color scheme for sure.
Hello, girl.
And that's pretty much how I feel about the room as well.
Come on.
It was nicely put together, with a slightly deserty color scheme and plush furniture, but it was just a little cramped.
It's just kind of crowded in here.
The room's not big.
The bathroom was pretty tiny, the bed felt like it took up most of the room, and the throat pillows
Love to
felt
go to
like they took up
Vegas.
most of the bed.
Fortunately, the States is having some issues right now, so we can't go anywhere.
You probably built a killer pool.
And there were a strange amount of mirrors spread throughout.
These mirrors are kind of random to me.
Nice.
There is
A nice full-length mirror here, outside, in the bedroom, but
so there's a walk.
But all of those things said, for the price, I was pretty happy with it. Now, downstairs, there wasn't a ton to do. Besides the pretty modestly sized casino floor, there's a very bougie Starbucks, a few restaurants, and notably the Magic Mike striptease show.
They say meeting rooms, ballrooms, and the Magic Mike show.
They also have Jose Andres' Bizarre Meats here, which is one of those experimental restaurants where they serve you a cocktail, but it's like a puff of smoke, or like an olive, but it's just a sack of water. It was closed the day we were actually staying at the Sahara, but we did return a few days later for our upcoming Celebrity Chef restaurant video. We won't spoil our review, but it was crazy and crazy expensive.
This is literally meat by the foot. This is how you do it.
Back to our actual Sahara day, we decided to grab brunch at Zephyr's Cafe.
Tyler's filming his mug because he thinks it's cute.
I do.
Which I wanted to like because it had a late brunch, but the food wasn't the best, so I would not recommend.
That was concealed behind the flower. That was such a surprise.
Now, the big hurdle of the day was that we had to walk from the Sahara all the way down to the Wynn Encore.
It's going to be over a 30-minute walk.
Let's boogie.
We did this at the end of part 1, but this walk was actually the longest one of our entire trip.
It's happening. Goodbye, Sahara. Out of the Sahara and into the desert.
As the Wynn is closer to Treasure Island than it is to Circus Circus. Once again, no one asked us to do this, but we were determined to traverse the strip on foot. Unfortunately,
That's us.
because of some construction on this side, we actually had to cross back over to the west side for a bit of it.
Back to the Adventure Dome.
Circus. Take us back.
And because of the July heat and sun, this walk was just as punishing as it had been the day before.
That's the Encore. So, we're going there.
But we did find ourselves a little oasis in the desert in the form of this Ross dress for less.
I think I love it here. I'm gonna have to take a shot of that. It says Ross Vegas.
Viva Ross Vegas, people.
I mean, it's kind of amazing, right?
I had some giant horns, and I don't know where they
And
are.
the AC inside Ross Vegas gave us that of energy
Like big
to get to the wind.
Go.
I don't know where they are. Shit.
Beat the heat.
A second wind, if you will.
I'm gonna go with the blues.
Now, the Wynn and Encore are essentially two separate towers of the same hotel. They are sister hotels that share an expansive common area at the base. And though there is some delineation between whether you are in the Wynn side or the Encore side,
This right here seems to become like the line, the border.
they're basically the same hotel.
Yeah.
Tyler and I have stayed here before, but I can't remember which one we were in. And though I don't think they have a distinct theme, the inside is very luxe and fantastical, floral and red, with a lot of atriums, gardens, a very large pool complex, and huge decor items like these slowly rotating giant umbrellas.
Yeah, like how pretty this is over here.
In general, it's a more expensive hotel,
There, because that's like the high limit tables, but there's some cool peacocks.
and it's definitely trying to cater to a deep-pocketed clientele, with a lot of fancy restaurants, famous nightclubs, and pretty well-known spas. We didn't really want to try and film like in the spa.
That would be part of the film. You're not supposed to film in here. Other naked people. What's going on, etc.
So instead, we decided to get an IV drip at this NutriDrip place, also on the spa level.
Yeah, B12.
I didn't. Yeah, B12. Okay.
Basically, it's an IV drip full of vitamins and fluids that you essentially take recreationally.
I think I saw Kimberly Jenner do this.
Oh, great.
I've never done it before, and it's pretty expensive, but I think it's perfectly situated for Vegas, because I'm pretty sure the ideal use case is for helping cure symptoms of being hungover, which we were not, but we figured we could use a little replenishing.
Oh, you drink your stuff.
Thirsty Vegas.
Thirsty man for a thirsty man.
We did maybe feel a little more energized afterwards, but it mostly just made us feel good. So I don't
Fuck, they were right there.
But when in Vegas, I suppose.
Alright. Let's roll.
There is also an extremely bougie assortment of shops in the Wynn/Encore that we usually like to just walk through and look at.
It's all very nice, but it's very expensive.
Though we did grab a quick bite at the Earth Cafe back here. Earth Cafe is an LA staple, but it fits in really well with the vibe at the Wynn.
At first I thought Tyler's latte art was worse, but is it a heart in a coffee cup?
I think it is.
Okay, here's the thing with mine. Mine is flour.
My favorite thing to get is their Moroccan mint tea latte. I recommend.
I'm not crazy. I had a big pair of horns here. That was a mess. Oh well. You can get your fangs on anyway.
At Genesis, time by bringing service to your doorstep. Courtesy vehicle service.
I miss these when I run out. They're my favorite. They won't send me any.
You have to search and compare prices on flights, cars, and hotels from hundreds of travel sites. Then do what people do. Check sites tag already checked. Play word game, play different word games. Chortle, cool word, thought it would be worth more. Buddy, back to the kayak app for a great deal.
You've just been transferred for the 4th time.
I love meeting new people. It says your package has arrived, but you can't find it.
Ooh, a mystery.
You've now been on hold for 45 minutes.
Under royalty-free music, baby. I have an apple or a banana. Thank God I had toilet paper. And if I hadn't lost that job, I would have never started hula dancing. She doesn't break.
So we've used Kristen Bell to train our customer service AI.
We're creating a nicer world with the nicest human on earth. No, you are. No, you are. No, you are.
What a. What company was that so I can boycott it?
It's 5 p.m.
Beyond that, in terms of activities, we did stop by their lakeside restaurant for dinner for a good view of their Lake of Dreams interactive show. Unfortunately, this was kind of a miss for us. The restaurant was very expensive, and though we didn't explore the menu that much,
We got the exact same thing because we're boring.
we didn't love what we got.
It kind of tastes like good tasting toothpaste.
Yeah.
And the show itself, though kind of cute, is pretty short and is basically just a huge animatronic toucan singing Lady Marmalade. So I wouldn't recommend this spot. There are a lot of other restaurants in the Wynn and Encore where the food is a lot better. That's a fair bit on the two hotels' amenities and attractions, so now on to the rooms.
Come on.
First up is the Wynn,
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
and the Wynn room was absurdly nice.
This room is super nice.
Holy crap.
It was very ornate, and there were a lot of large furniture pieces in there, like cabinets, chest of drawers, and a huge 4-poster bed.
I'm super excited about this. This bed was very plush.
This is a pretty nice bed.
Yeah, the linens are good.
The linens are good. And kind of a theme for the day.
Oh my god, this is actually really
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Pillows were also giant.
You look legitimately eclipsed by this pillow.
Yes. You ready? So, love the room, love the bathroom. Wow!
What are you doing?
Particularly love the sealed toilet paper. Very fancy. However, if we roasted the Bellagio last week for having a rotten box of food in the mini fridge, we can't ignore the fact that we did find a random sandwich that was not ours in the mini fridge here.
There is a sandwich in here. Where did that come from?
It did not seem super old, like it didn't smell that bad, but it was there.
Random sandwich. Just gonna put that out there. Random sandwich. Okay.
Now, on to the Encore.
Come on.
Which is where we were going to be sleeping.
Whoa! It's huge!
Yeah, look at this nighttime view too. It's really nice.
The Encore room was a little less ornate, and where the wind was warm-toned, it was more silvery and cool, mirrored and square.
It's rectangular.
Yeah. Yes, lots of rectangles, yes.
But it was genuinely huge, and had an amazing view of our favorite.
Oh, it's Ross! It's Ross! Ross Vegas.
And though the pillows were a little smaller than the ones at the Wynn,
Phil's had a random sandwich over there.
No sandwich.
they did also have sealed toilet paper over here, so I was pleased.
I'm happy to sleep here tonight.
Very happy.
Yeah.
Tyler will be having 2 small pillows, and I will be having 2
Oh,
large
damn
pillows.
it.
What an awful deal.
Shut up.
Things you do for love.
So sandwich notwithstanding, the Wynn/Encore. Expensive, but pretty nice. Now, day 2 here was a long and eventful one, spanning 4 hotels that have very different vibes and attractions. But there was one thing that we were the most excited about, which we were
There.
actually specifically dressed for, which was Guy Fieri's
Are you kidding me? No, not these guys. I had some painted
So we're
ones.
calling day 2 the road to Flavortown.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go spray paint these blue.
And no one can stop me.
Also, I do want to quickly apologize to Guy Fieri for saying his name 85 different ways in this video. As someone who also has a difficult to pronounce name, I'm sorry for letting the team down. We started off our day on a slightly different, though still Italian note, with the Venetian and the Palazzo,
I'm not sure if the Venetian is ready for 2 guys on the range.
which are right next to the Wynn and the Encore, and are another pair of sister hotels that are also kind of one giant continuous hotel. And we have actually stayed in both of them. As the name implies, they have a general Renaissance Italy theme.
Look at the ceiling. And that's what I call on theme.
Venice specifically, of course, with frescoes, canals, statues, fountains, marble columns, and general Grand Ducal Palace vibes. The entire hotel is pretty heavy on the theming,
They're beyond themes for us.
but the lobbies for both the Venetian and the Palazzo are pretty next level. They are, to be frank, ornate as fuck.
Just my compliments on the shirts.
As we should.
Let's hit the rooms up front here, so then we can move on to some of their other attractions. With the Palazzo room up first.
Come on.
Oh, it's a biggie.
All of the rooms in both the Palazzo and the Venetian are suites,
A little stairway down to a different level. That's pretty luxe.
so they're all a pretty good size.
This is the exact kind of room that you can stuff a bunch of newly graduated college kids in.
As I've done before.
And in general, they are good rooms.
Ooh. Oh. That's not too bad.
It's pretty nice.
That's not bad.
With pretty high-end features, my only complaint is that I could use a little more theming up here, especially since the downstairs is so good.
Listen, just like they have race car beds, this could easily be a gondola bed.
If they styled this side with a gondola, things could be good.
The Venetian room was also big.
Come on.
It was maybe a little more themed.
Look at this like balcony I have.
Well, almost like a little bit like Romeo and Juliet balcony scene.
Yes, it's giving Verona. Obviously that's not Venetian, but it's close-ish.
And there were some marble and gilded vibes, but I feel like they both could do a little more.
I just wish that the bed was gondola shaped.
But the rooms were certainly sizable and serviceable.
Doesn't feel the most modern or the most themed, but it's very good.
Now, back out to the Venetian and Palazzo common areas, there's a lot to do in here. huge casino floors, lots of restaurants and bars, multiple levels of fountains and shops.
Tyler got roped into taking someone's picture. Oh, she doesn't like it. She's gonna make him take another one.
While we were there was a conference in town.
They must be on lunch or something right now.
Yes, we're at paint ones. Must have
And
used
it
one.
seems like a lot of the attendees were staying at the Venetian.
I'm pretty about navigating.
You are, but you're about to walk into a
Activities, we headed over to the Grand Canal Shops, which is a mall which is also heavily themed. I think to look like St. Mark's Square in Venice.
I love the little buildings. I love the forest perspective. I love the big sky.
Yeah.
They also have performers in Renaissance Guard. And to put it over the top, they also have gondolas you can ride up and down the canal that runs through the whole thing. And gondoliers who will serenade you as they scull the water.
Something I didn't really anticipate was the singing. I don't know if we'll be able to sing, but they're singing.
They have some Italian songs they know. It's mostly Frank Sinatra, sometimes in Italian. Besides that, I generally enjoyed the gondola ride, but it's a bit short, and they don't go anywhere you couldn't also just walk to, but it was cute. We also decided to check out the ice bar in the canal shops.
Alright, we're going in there. Fire meets ice. Fieri and ice. Let's do it.
This is not a Venetian exclusive, as they have these things in a few different Vegas casinos, and also in plenty of...
Oh. Well, I must be cutting out on me.
places outside of Vegas.
Huge model shot.
But I have always been curious.
Oh my god. It's like a fridge.
It's basically a bar inside of a giant freezer. Where everything inside is made of ice. The bar itself, the walls, the tables.
Maybe
the
I'll remember
glasses.
them. Probably not.
Which is why you can't set your drink directly on the tables, as they will just fuse together. All that said, I liked it in the... Said, I liked it in there. It was pretty invigorating, kind of like a little bit of cryotherapy to re-energize us. We only stayed for a little bit, and we did not take a shot through the ice cubes.
A nipple ice luge, wow.
But we did sit on the scorpion throne. Please let me know if anyone understands that reference.
Okay, I'm officially freezing. Let's go.
After the ice bar, we took a little time to defrost our camera.
Whoa. The camera just got fogged up.
Yes, it actually kind of froze.
I had to take it into the bathroom with me and warm it up. What does that mean?
And then we headed back out into the heat to resume our trek to our next hotel, Harrah's, a little further
Where's
down
the teeth?
I will say, this shirt breathes pretty
Packages and
well.
packages of teeth. I'm not buying any
Now,
more.
Harrah's is the start of a few casinos in a row here in this kind of central part of the strip that are situated right on the sidewalk. They get a lot of foot traffic through them, since you can either walk outside in the heat or cut through the front part of their casino floor and enjoy some cover and AC.
More Ramsey.
So I've walked through Harrah's plenty of times before, but never really explored it too much.
I can't get by it yet.
And after taking a longer look, overall, it seems kind of neutral. Not too shabby or dilapidated, but not new feeling either. There are some things to do, but not a lot. There isn't much of a theme to be sniffed out here.
The theme at this point I would best describe as purple.
Yeah.
It's kind of purple.
Kind of purple.
Yeah.
And that's the only through line we could really figure out.
Even the fall thing is just so neutral.
The nondescript theming carried through to the room as well.
Oh, come on.
My headache is getting pretty bad. I don't know how much longer I'm going to work on this. I might just go to bed early.
For base necessities, it actually seemed pretty okay. The bathroom was nice and clean, and the bed was fine. And there was also this oddly large lamp.
Wow. I like that.
No, they're
Somewhat
sexy.
interesting.
This lamp is taller than me and also taller than the window.
I looked it up, and apparently Harrah's is supposed to be Mardi Gras and Carnival themed, but I feel like they could at least be a little bit more lively about it.
Come on out. Get out. Get out of here.
In terms of our activities at Harrah's, they have a couple of spots in here that we needed to hit for our celebrity chef restaurant video. We won't spoil our review of them too much, but I will give you a general overview.
It smells amazing.
First off, we went to Bobby Flay's Bobby's Burgers.
There he is. Man with plan.
Which is kind of like a slightly more gourmet Five Guys.
So it's basically a burger just with a bunch of chips on it.
The burgers were pretty good, but a little heavy.
Oh my god, that did sound crunchy. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm done.
Crunch around the Harrah's.
So we were already a bit weighed down when we got to our second celeb chef joint, Buddy Velastro's Pizza Cake.
Time for more carbs, more sugar, and carbs are sugar, so...
Shh, I don't care anymore. I'm starting to put stuff together, but I'm tired. And every time I order stuff, as soon as I order, I think, shit, I need to order that too. I should have ordered this, I should have ordered that, I should have ordered a dozen things. Oh. Yeah, alright. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys. You enjoy the rest of your night.